Meet my friends in Madison Square. My name is Lesa Silvermore, and I'm from Sarasota, Florida, born and raised, a native, and I currently still live here. What got me into music is a lot of different answers. Like the general answer that I always give is that I just was raised listening to a lot of music, and so I gravitated towards it. But a big part of it was my oldest brother. He played guitar and was in a lot of rock bands growing up, and so I was super inspired seeing my brother in acts, and I was like, wait, that's pretty cool. And then I saw a really cool chick named Joan Jett playing guitar, and I was like, wait, okay, I want to do this. She's such a badass, and I just loved her attitude. I loved also her story, just growing up and seeing this female that no one wanted to take serious, basically. She got rejected by so many record labels because no one was like, girls don't play rock and roll, you know? And she just paved her own road and started her own record label, and that was super inspiring. Oscura has impacted me a lot in my career because before Oscura, I had taken a little bit of a hiatus from music, and I really didn't know if and when I would come back. And if I was gonna come back, if that meant I was gonna be a full-time musician like how I was before. So when I had made my first appearance back, I think it was an open mic, maybe even one of the first open mics here. And then I got invited to open up for Physical Plant, which is one of my closest friends, for their album release. And it just became a little snowball, you know? What was so innocent of me just being oh, okay, I'll just dip my toes, has turned into this huge timeline of Oscura really helping me plant the foundation of what it meant to come back to music. So, I got inspired to recreate my band, and, I got a new drummer, and we played our first big show together when we did our single release, and now we've done a music video release. There's just so many things that have happened. And also I've met some of almost all of my best friends here now. So it's kind of cool, seeing that is I've literally seen so many of my friendships come from this venue, and I think that's a really beautiful connection to have, and to see it ripple effect. I don't just see that with me, I see that with other groups too that are doing that. They're connecting dots from across different genres, which I love. So I think Oscura is extremely impactful in the local community scene. You can't have a music scene without a community. They kind of work hand in hand, right? I can play a show, but if I'm just playing to the bartenders, I'm not really gonna make it very far. I mean, those bartenders are probably really sweet and they might tell their friends, but that's the community, right? That's it, that's the seed, is someone going, wait, that's really cool, and then they go tell their friend, and then their friend, that's what's so cool about the scene here, is I think Oscura and especially is kind of breathing life back into this scene, because I think this scene was very scattered, especially after the pandemic. I think a lot of people just didn't know what to do, didn't know where to go. Me being one of them, did not know what to do nor where to go, pretty much had an existential crisis. So when I saw this scene coming back here and seeing this beacon of light and hope, it was awesome, and I think it's just growing. My favorite show, that's hard. I'd say it's tied between my single release of Burned here, which I'm pretty sure I cried so much happy tears. You don't understand the amount of energy. Then when I was done, I was oh my God, it happened. And everyone was so sweet and so supportive. It seemed really, really surreal, and the greatest lineup that night. It was just literally a dream come true, kind of night that you think of, and you hope that that's what happens. And then to see it actually happen here in a local venue is just oh, amazing. And then my other favorite show has to be opening up for Alex Johnson, who is one of my favorite singer-songwriters and that I grew up listening to since I was a teenager, and I got to open for her on my birthday. Yeah, I could die happy. but like I don't want to die anytime soon, so like, you know, keep it going. Goodness, my dreams for my music. I mean, I hope you have like 5 hours because I got like a Santa Claus list. But I think one of my biggest dreams, and maybe a lot of musicians feel this way, it's just to be able to tour and see other people and make other connections, and you know, break even. I don't have to be like super successful afterwards, but you know, just being able to tour and have a larger radius of audience members and a larger crowd that I can like know that I'm speaking to when I'm online and I'm dropping songs. Like I know my radius is gonna be reaching outside of Florida. So that's a goal. My biggest dream is to play Madison Square Garden. Let's go. Right? Come on. Like, come on. Would that be sick? Imagine eating pizza at Madison Square Garden. I think about it all the time. I legit think about pizza at Madison Square Garden with all my homies.
That's the thing too, if you make it to that,
right.
I make it
You
to
make
that.
it to
Like
that.
that's a dream for me too, so it's like, let's do it.
Tori's coming with me. She's coming with me. I don't know if she's gonna use this, but she better use this. A hardship that I've had to encounter is I've had a lot of health problems, and with that I didn't know what was going to happen for my future with music. I had a lot of things holding me back, and I think I had to take a step back for so many reasons. Physically, mentally, I had to kind of check in with myself, and I had to change my lifestyles. And you know, this isn't easy. Being a musician is difficult. You're up till 2, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're not eating necessarily the greatest meals, and you know, your sleep's all over the place. And I was in it at such a young age to where I don't think I saw that I was having an issue until my health was putting me in the hospital. Like I was so sick and so many times that I legitimately thought, this is it. Like I'm always going to be sick. And that changed when I became just very aware and more mindful and brought in just better tools to take care of myself, better tools to take care of my band. And instead of seeing it as maybe a step back, because I thought I like failed, I saw it as a moment where I got to change my perspective. And because of that, I think I was able to come back not only stronger, but just healthier both in the mind and physically. And I think that shows when I'm on stage now. Like I think when I look back at videos and photos of me, I can tell. I'm like, oh, I wasn't okay. And now I see such a difference. If I could go back in time and give my younger self advice, it would be to be more gentle, not be so hard on myself. And I'm sure a lot of artists probably feel that way, but I am so hard on myself, and not even necessarily a perfectionist, but just always striving to be better. And I guess that is perfectionism, but like in this like sense of like I always have to keep improving, always have to keep improving. And so therefore sometimes I feel like I'm not able to show maybe more rawness. And you know, I don't put out the demos, or I wait a really long time until my songs are ready. And I think if I could go back in time and tell my younger self is just, hey, be patient, be gentle. You're gonna surprise yourself. And I think the more I give myself grace, the more I have space to explore creativity. A message I would like to come through my songs is, I think, to not give up. I think a lot of my songs come from a place where I was fighting really hard for myself. And I think that's even something new, is the ability to stand up for myself and to stand up for what I'm feeling and not being afraid to express that. I think growing up, I silenced my voice a lot in how I was feeling, and I hope that people, when they listen to my songs, they not only feel like perhaps they're no longer alone in that regard, like someone they can relate to, but also that message of like, shit is hard, and I'm gonna try my best to get through this. And maybe I'm gonna scream to rip off the mask or burned or something, whatever it takes for them to get through that emotion, whether it's anger, happiness, sadness, maybe all of the above, confusion, because life can be so difficult and heavy that I hope these songs kind of give them that little extra push to keep going forward. At least that's how I view when I sit down and I write my songs. They're kind of little pushes to myself, and I'm gonna keep going. I have a lot of awesome things on the horizon, and I'm really excited to get more music out. I have a couple of singles that I'm working on that'll lead to an EP, which will lead to just more fun videos and fun, hopefully a full album. Yeah, if anyone knows where I should go with that. But also I want to travel. I want to travel and take this on the road. Now that I have such a great foundation here that I know will support me when I come back, I think it's time to get the Lesa Silvermore Band out there. I want other people to dance to Rib. I want other people to scream to Burned and see what happens, you know? I just want to thank everyone. Like, I know that sounds so cliche, but I want to thank my best friends because I think if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would be back to playing music. So I'd like to thank all the people who kept believing in me when I didn't really believe in myself. And when I walked away from music, I legitimately didn't think I was going to come back. And I had so many people push me to get back onto stage, and now I can't imagine life not where I am, like not with my band and doing the things that we're doing and the songs that came out from that place. And I'm just extremely grateful and humbled by all of my friends, whether they are an artist or not, you know, like I'm just forever grateful that in the moments of my darkness, they like kind of kept a little light on for me. So with that, I just really thank you.